was that? Plus, I never really needed to miss her because I have Dad. Well, I did. So I finally got a look at Raisin-Faced Lady's nameplate. Her name is Anita Butte. There's no way kids don't call her Mrs. Butt. Anyway, she leaned back and said, "Mary Ann, I'll have to read the announcements myself. If it gets too late, the teachers are going to have kittens about interrupting their class." Old people say weird stuff. Why do they say they'll have kittens when they mean that someone will get upset? Why would having kittens make someone upset? People like kittens. I mean, not me. Cats are pretty stupid, actually. Except for Tiberius, the cat at my grandpa's house, who sleeps on my bed now. He's super old, but he's cool. He follows me around and swishes his tail when I come home. He's like a dog, actually. But if the only reason I like him is because he acts like a dog, then I think it's still okay to say most cats are monsters, especially the ones who pee on your stuff when they're mad you left for the day. My dad says when he was growing up, they had a cat named Squishy who would do this all the time. There's even a quote about him in the journal. Peeing on other people's stuff when they abandon you is a fairly effective way to demonstrate your feelings. Squishy knew exactly what he was doing. Mrs. Butte stood up and took a deep breath, like she was about to make a big speech on TV. She took a sheet of paper off the printer and laid it next to her glasses. "All right, Mary Ann, I'm going to get some water and then I'm going to read the announcements." Then someone poked their head into the office and told them both to get a donut from the teacher's lounge before all the good ones were gone. And suddenly, the front desk was deserted. There was a small microphone on the desk with a blue button. It felt like I could make it jump into my hand if I thought about it hard enough. Sometimes I like to pretend I can do stuff like that. With the front desk being empty, I got up and walked over. The paper that Mrs. Butte had left behind was sitting there, with a list of all the announcements for the week. I was going to sit back down. Really, I promise I was. But there was something about that blue button. I had to push it. I just had to. So I did. And then when I did, this voice just came out of me. Someone else. Someone brave. Someone funny. High-pitched and robotic. Someone who, honestly, sounded a little bit like an alien.
"Greetings, students of Apple Grove Performing Arts Academy. I am Trox from the planet Pox. These are the announcements for Monday, January 14th. This week's lunch specials include processed meat in the form of hot dogs, hamburgers, meatloaf, and spaghetti. Don't forget to bring your change for the bake sale on Wednesday. Friday afternoon, Mr. Thibodeau will begin auditions for the spring play, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Have a productive day, humanoids. Enjoy your lunchtime meat products of choice. Trox, signing off."
I clicked the blue button again, and I heard kids laughing all through the halls. Good laughing. The kind that happens when you say something funny. Not the kind that happens when you spill juice on your pants and it looks like you peed. Then I turned around, and there was the principal, Mrs. Puddamgee, looking at me with her arms crossed. "This way, Walter," she said. 2. I didn't expect Mrs. Puddamgee to be cool. I mean, cool for a principal. Sometimes principals try to be your friend. Sometimes they tell you to come to them if you need to talk. They tell you that you can trust them, and you don't have to worry. But then sometimes you tell them something about your dad, and it changes everything. They make a call, and, "Hey, kid, you're at another new school." Anyway, Mrs. Puddamgee was dressed kind of like a teacher who was wearing all the stuff out of the Lost and Found. Her bracelets said things like, "Action! Be fearless! I am an Apple Grove Performing Arts Academy super squirrel. To thine own self be true." But she was wearing makeup like a regular grown-up, and her hair was pretty normal. Except for the ends. It looked like someone had dipped the ends of her dark black hair in purple paint that you could only see when the light hit it just right. She was also wearing a school t-shirt that said, "Apple..."